That's why Ariel is instead of comedy and you're not.
Exactly.
Oh, that was harsh. How are you all doing? Are you all doing fine in this hot afternoon? Is it everything okay? Okay. So, welcome at the course on giving debate in the neighborhood trainings, how that works in disadvantaged neighborhoods. My name is Daniël Schut. I'm a freelance debate and communications trainer. Some people know me already. Ariel knows me, Irene, and some other people also know me. What I do for a living is I train people of all different backgrounds in debate and communication skills. And that could be a CEO of a big company, it could be a politician, but sometimes, especially for IDEA, it's also people from disadvantaged backgrounds, from other kinds of backgrounds, usually with lower education skills and also of a lower age. And that requires some specifics in how to give a course like that when you want to introduce debating. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the characteristics of the audience, the characteristics of the material, and also your approach to that. So the first thing what we're going to do is I'm going to announce the structure, and it looks like this. It's the golden triangle of any time you have any kind of workshop or performance or training or even a concert or a show or whatever. This is the golden triangle that has the three factors that determine success of your performance. And it's basically, it starts with audience. Then you have the material. And then you have you as the performer or trainer. And when all these three elements work together in perfect unison, from that moment on, you will have the magic happening, and that's in between here. This is where the magic happens. So you know, it's not in dance room later on, but it happens here, in the triangle, where the magic happens. So these three need to be in perfect unison for any type of performance to actually work, to actually be good. I want to teach people how to debate, how to argue with each other. Now, let's just have a short brainstorm discussion. Let's put this in a table. So I want you to write down on your own piece of paper. Write down on your own piece of paper, just brainstorm for about 5 minutes. I'm going to get some answers from you. Brainstorm for about 5 minutes. I know you had a brilliant brainstorming workshop, I see. Was it? You did yeah, so you know how to do this. Just brainstorm a few answers on what are the type of skills that debating can practice and teach. And I make a differentiation between competitive debating versus society at large. So Dragos, tell me, what do you have? What kind of skills do you focus on for competitive debating? What kind of skills does competitive debating teach?
Oh, I think competitive debating is really about thinking quickly, not finding answers more quickly.
Yeah.
And that...
Take it slow, I'm going to write it down. So, yeah. So quick thinking. And would you say that within competitive debating, you listen differently than when it comes to debating in the context of society at large? Who says there's no difference? Who says there is a difference? Go ahead. No?
In competitive, you listen critically.
Yeah?
Because you're looking for something for some weaknesses.
That's in competitive debating, right? So,
Yeah.
so you're listening with the mind of disproving what someone else actually says. You're listening for weaknesses. Whereas when you look at debating for society at large, would you listen in the same way, or would you listen differently?
I think it depends a bit. I think on one hand, if people are willing to listen and understand, they'll probably listen better when in normal society. But very often, what we see in competitive debate is that people are more willing to stop having their own opinion and listening to other people, really truly listening to other people instead of because we're trained to see both sides, as Dragos meant.
Yeah.
So yes, I think if people are willing to, they listen more carefully in the real world, but they're less likely to do so.
Yeah, and this is exactly why I'm trying to make this distinction, because I do think that in general when it comes to competitive debating, people become sometimes a little bit closed-minded and a little bit too argumentative, even though the skill is there of seeing both sides, is there, but they're so used to being just argumentative that they become like lawyers, right? They argue one position just for fun, and they become very lawyer-like. And that's what I mean with adversarial listening. It's a very lawyer-like way of listening. Whereas even below that, there's a different skill, which is more understanding listening. It's more together listening. It's more Empathic. Yeah, empathic.